Hi, friends. Welcome back to Live at the Stexy. What?
Stexy
in the house. We're in different houses. This is so weird.
I know.
Am I looking at you? No, I'm looking at you this way.
There.
Hi. Can you wait, put your hand more close to mine? Why can't you touch my hand? There we go.
Oh.
We are one.
We are Ant-Man, and now we're traveling through time and space.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Live at the Roxy with Steph Sabraw in the different house.
In our
own, his house. Brett Higginson, Miles Cosgrove, Jonathan Mattingly arrest the cops who killed Breonna Taylor. This is day 9 of us saying it on the show. How many days are we going to fucking get to? I actually wonder what you think the answer to that is.
Well, I just read a really interesting article that it ties into some housing agreement that's going on there. And so that worries me. Something about the housing and the way the the police department can take and the government can take over housing, and then the people living there lose rights, and that's playing into why she's not being protected.
It's a what's it called? Like a low income, like partially subsidized by the government housing system.
Yeah. And so there's like a bunch of fuckery going on.
Talk about why somebody who's an essential worker who is an EMT needs to be in subsidized housing? Because what are you making then? I mean, can we talk about the issues?
Issue. Yeah. I mean, the whole thing just shows issues. If I realistically think if we keep pressing the conversation and keep saying it, maybe 30 more days.
All right, well, we'll do it as long as we need to. So 30 more days. Here we go. Guys, there's a lot going on this planet and other planets that we'll be talking about on the show today. Starting with this planet, we're going to talk about Trump because Trump had a brilliant idea today. Insert sarcastic tone here. Why don't we just, delay the November election? Safety. Totally.
Because we don't have any other options of voting other than in person. And as you know, my administration is taking this pandemic very seriously, and no one should be in person with each other.
Yes, very seriously. Now, I believe, before I thought you guys were insulting me if you would wear a mask. Now I believe that this pandemic is so crazy that there's no way we could have an election.
Mail-in ballots? That's unconstitutional.
Unconstitutional. How can we trust the system? Don't you want your vote to be counted? Don't you want it to be representative of who you voted for?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll talk about that. There's a new Pixar movie that was announced called Luca that is coming in the summer of 2021. I think we're going to be hearing about a lot of animated movies that are right on target. So we will have things to look forward to. There were 5 earthquakes here in California last night. Count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I certainly did count them as I was trying to fucking sleep by myself and thought that I was going to die in my own home. That first one shook
me.
Shook the world. Everything was shaking. We will talk about the earthquakes. And then when I said out of this world stuff, NASA just sent a spacecraft to Mars today. That's kind of cool. It cost $2.7 billion. Let's discuss that in a little bit. All that and more here live at the Roxy, live at the Stexy. By the way, on SEN again today in the comments, they were saying Steph for mayor.
Yo, that's so makes my life.
And then they wanted to plug you even harder. So then they changed it to Steph Sabraw for mayor. Just to clear, in case you guys were concerned, we were talking about a different Steph. Steph Sabraw for mayor. That's
the best type of trolling I've ever heard of. Great work.
It was excellent. Yes, all of those things. Let's labs, and then we'll get to today's topics. Look at me running a show.
Oh, who is she? Oh my God. 10 out of 10 Roxy Stryer in the building.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Speaking of 10 out of 10, Obi Sanders says, hi guys. Hey Steph, are you married? Do you want to be married to me? Think about it. I mean, asking completely reasonably, think about it.
Yeah.
Just asking you to think about it.
I'll think about it. It's so hard to really think about it when your emoji is the 49ers, right? San Francisco 49ers icon. So it's hard to understand who I'm considering in this hand of marriage you speak of. But I'll
like there's
consider
no
it.
photo?
Yeah. I'll
Shallow
consider
ass bitch.
But no, not married. I don't know if I want to be married, but I will consider it.
Here's what I will tell you guys. There is literally zero doubt in my mind Steph does want to be married. She's just been a little scorched.
I'm a scorned woman, and it took me
I'm
a
not.
long
That's
time.
why you're not a scorned woman. You've been scorched.
You're right. Can you tell me the difference?
Well, okay, here's the thing. Like one of them's putting it on you, but you didn't do anything. So like when you're scorned, I feel like if somebody's like a scorned woman, it's because unreasonably or unjustifiably so they've become bitter or angry based on their own life choices. Like you've been scorched, so you're reacting.
Yes. And
you're not reacting scorned because you're not like fuck men, I hate men, I'm taking a hiatus from men. You're just like not sure that a lifetime commitment is for you, although I'm sure.
Roxy, exactly. You really read me for filth just there in the best way. I'm not scorned because I'm the happiest I've ever been. However, my emotions when it comes to someone like trying to lock me down scares me.
Yeah, I get the fear. I do. Lloyd Nance, who was our very first super chatter ever. What up, Lloyd? Steph and Roxy today. Yes, you two are the best. Steph is smart and hot. What?
Oh, thank you.
If you're smart and hot, then you can't really be scorned.
Yeah. I think I'm doing okay with the help of the rock stars.
Let's see. Joshua, Beauty Boy Rose. Yes, Beauty Boy. Sending good vibes from the wild west of Arizona. Yo, Arizona is not lit right now. Arizona is doing the California thing, which is struggling with COVID. Woof. Arizona, Florida, California. We're all fucked. What's happening?
I think someone just rang the bell.
Should we get it?
No, Haley's coming.
Could be the tree person.
Oh my gosh, that's in San Diego.
Yeah.
The tree is gone now. I held a little 5-second burial.
Funeral?
Funeral.
Well, did you bury it?
No.
Wait, where do you put a tree when you chop it down?
I think they hopefully make it into paper or something if they're going to go through that.
But what do? They put it on a truck?
But what if your paper was diseased like the tree? Then what happens? Yeah, they take it in a truck.
Oh, they did in a truck.
One of those trucks, I think they instantly in the truck, it has you put the entire tree through it and it chops it and shaves it into little pieces.
Wow. Why do you think that?
Because I've seen one, but I don't know how they all work. I'm a big assumptions gal today.
You sure know a lot about trees. Steph so fresh. A new hashtag. I like it, Rob K. Agreed. Ooh, cool bracelet.
Oh, thank you.
What do we got going on?
I don't know. I just found it in the house.
Because you're fresh.
Yeah.
That's why.
It's a little moon rock, I think.
Moon rocks keep the spoon pox
keep the
away.
spoons pox.
Yeah, that's what we do. Alexander Wilson says, reunited, it feels so good. Reunited because we understood. There's one perfect fit and sugar. This one is it. Alexander Wilson, you feel us.
You poet.
We feel you. Thank you. Pete Parker. That's how we say it in Boston.
Parker.
Pete Parker. 2288. Roxy
read the
killed.
whole thing. Yeah. Exactly.
Roxy killed on SCN Live and looked amazing as always. Fuck yeah, dude. I did look fucking amazing as always. I appreciate that. Speaking of scorned, I was scorned on SEN today. I was a scorned co-host.
By the fellow co-host or by the
No,
chat?
I was just one of the co-hosts, Brett, said something. He read me and he was totally right, but I pretended to be pissed for so long, and he has severe anxiety, so he got really concerned about it. It was fucking awesome.
You're like, oh.
Yeah, it was really fun for me and all the other people. Well, actually, I hope so. Streamlabs, guys, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Let's see what is going on in here. Okay. What's today? The 30th?
Dude.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's crazy. Wow, so many of you guys showing support already, and I really appreciate it. You guys know it's the end of the month, and that is a bitch of a time. Did you ever watch Spring Awakening? It's a bitch living.
Now, is that a play?
Yeah, it's really fucking
that
good.
is a play. I've heard of it, haven't seen it.
Did you think I was lying?
No, the name came to mind. What other songs do they have?
Bitch of Living is the biggest one.
As you know, I'm just getting into theater. So.
Yeah, we'll help you.
Thank you.
Let's see. Katie the Good Witch. Obsessed with you, Katie. Katie says, you've talked a lot about your Jewish heritage, but not being religious, but interested in astrology, spirituality, etc. Do you believe in God? I think he/it is kind of like the consciousness that inhabits the universe, like we inhabit our body's thoughts. Katie, I love that thought process. If it's a yes or no question, then no, I do not believe in God. Would love to. I'm dying to. My whole life, I really wanted to believe in God. When I was young, would you too?
I've struggled my entire existence, like as a 3-year-old, with religion.
Yeah, me too. I have an atheist dad, and I had a reform mom. So like in Judaism, reform, conservative, and then like the people that you see wearing the hats and the payas and the stuff, Orthodox. But so she was like lowest level, but she for sure believed in God. I don't know. Like, I don't think anybody can say what is up, but I have a really hard time accepting that if there is a God, that he would do things like the Holocaust. Like, and I know that people have different thoughts on why that would be able to happen. And again, I can only speak for, I don't like to upset anybody else or like speak for anybody else, but it's not just the Holocaust, like all fucking genocides, obviously, or things like that. It just is really hard for me to think that God would just be like, well, that's just part of the universe. And I know that God's not tangible like that. I also have a really hard time with the Bible and stories in it that I'm like, oh, that seems like a load of shit. And I again don't mean that offensively, because different things have been interpreted through the years, and it might not have originally been meant that way. But like when they say certain things, like a man must not lie with another man, I'm like, okay, so at the time, realistically, probably they needed more people on that planet, so they needed more men to be lying with women because babies. So I just don't. I feel like when I say that feels like a load of shit, I feel like the way we've interpreted things feels like the load of shit, because it's clearly not. Like, if there is a God, there's no way he doesn't love gay people. Like, there's just no way. So yeah, but I don't know, because you don't know what you don't know, and I've never been dead, and I've never met God, and I've never. So that's how I feel. Steph, you speak. I feel like I've
no. I kind of feel the same way. I go back and forth so many times, because on one end I'm like, if you just even look at fruits or vegetables and you're like, this comes from the ground, how the fuck does this beautiful thing come from the ground that feeds us and cures us and all these things? Like, there has to be a God. But on the other end, I like really, really believe in balance and life as a balance and law of attraction and physics and science. And I think like maybe that is God, but I don't believe in God as a physical being that inhabits anything that looks like either of us.
Yeah.
Or men. Like, just to be clear, definitely not a man. If God has a gender, it's definitely not male. I can't be clearer about that.
I think that I for sure believe in, like you said, balance of some sort, or karma, or something spiritual, something more. But I also believe that like too many times people are like, well, this is what God's will is. And it's like, I don't like when people use it that way, because you should make your own life choices. This is your life to live. And I definitely don't like when people use religion to be a cause of hate. That fucking sucks.
So the institutionalization of religion ruins religion, but do I believe that some things are great? Like, yeah, when it says God doesn't make mistakes, why don't you take that exact line and use that for trans people and like accepting everyone? Because they are not mistakes. No one's a mistake. So they just pick and choose what they want. Really, like evil religion. Like, I just think you're like evil if you use religion against people like that. But I don't know.
And what I 1,000% believe in is science. And sometimes religion contradicts science, and in those times, I don't believe it.
Yeah.
So that's challenging too. And thank you for the question, Katie. Katie also said, "Hey, Glenn Caesar, thanks for supporting our girl. Really appreciate that, Glenn, with the massive support yesterday. You're a fucking mensch." Jake Yacovetta also with massive support. Jake, you're fucking everything. I know that you're going through it right now, but I adore you. He says, "I know this ain't Glenn Caesar levels, but I hope this helps. Much love, RJ. It's fucking huge. Thank you." Ratchet Music says not to read this out loud, so I will not, and I'll read it later. Then there's a part 2. I'm assuming you don't want part 2 read out loud either. I'll read the rest of that later. Lloyd Nance in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer, just showing support. Appreciate that. Lloyd Weston Ira in here says, wow, thanks for the generous donation, Weston. Been having quite the skyfall this week. I may be filing a lawsuit. Just got my nose probed for COVID, etc. Salute again to Glenn and Garrett. Welcome back, Steph. Has Stexy heard of the new Wisconsin justice to be sworn in while running an ultra marathon? Sorry, it's on a couple different lines. I don't know what you're talking about, Weston. I'm sorry to hear about the skyfall this week. I'm sorry to hear about the filing of a lawsuit. That's going to be very stressful. Happy to know that you're getting tested for COVID. I hope that those results turn well. I agree that Glenn and Garrett are amazing. I'm happy to have Steph back also. And I don't know about the justice in Wisconsin being sworn in. Do you have any idea?
No, local justices I'm not as up to date with.
All right.
Sworn in, yeah.
Well, we'll look into it in a little bit. Ryan White says, Roxy, I loved the show yesterday. Myself, and I'm sure many others, had no problem with how long it took you to get to the topics. I was very flustered yesterday, Steph.
Really?
Yes. We are here for you, hence why I left my stovetop on all night.
Makes
we
sense.
are here for you. Also, you were amazing on SCN this morning. I'm glad you liked my shout out. Hi, Steph. Oh, Ryan must have been the one who was saying Steph for president.
What's up? You're the shit.
Oh, yeah, Ryan. Johnny 5 for life says, Rox and Steph, hell yeah. Incredible job on SCN Live today, Roxy, as always. But you had most of the chat thinking it was real for like 30 minutes. Yeah, I'm an actress, yo. Noah Denman in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. As a paramedic with an associate's degree, I was making $12 an hour. So that's talking about the fact that this is like just fucking crazy.
What?
Yeah. I mean,
you literally save people's lives in the most desperate moments and you're making minimum wage.
It's just fucking crazy. I mean, and that's why when they were like, oh, what is a stimulus check? Okay, so $1,200. Yep, because that's what minimum wage 40-hour weeks look like. Like, how do you live off $1,200 a month?
With kids or a mortgage? It's just ridiculous.
With mortgage, kids, rent, food, health insurance,
car insurance,
phone bill, car insurance, car
gas.
payment.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it is doable, but also like only if you are saving $0, have nobody else who relies on you, and nothing goes wrong.
That's the part. That's where like everyone on minimum wage gets screwed over and goes into debt where it needs loans, is if anything goes wrong,
you're fucked.
You are fucked and no one has your back.
Yeah. It's fucking shitty. All right, let's go back into the super chat. Let's see. John Darius says, hi, John. Sup, Roxy and Steph. You mentioned once that you write scripts and wanted to ask what tips you have for those in quarantine that may be interested in wanting to try the same. Love/respect to you both. So Steph just started her first screenplay. Actually, not just, maybe like 2 months ago now.
Yeah.
You've been working on it for. So I love you asking about this because I think that probably both of us have a few things that will help to get started. What, Steph, was the first step for you? Like, I know you just finally got final draft, so you finally got the program, but that wasn't step one. What was the first thing? Was it like reading a book or watching somebody talk about it, or how did you kind of jump into it?
For me, I was really like a story just hit me, and it was like the perfect time and place, and it was just like a divine inspiration, which happens, and sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes you have like a story that happened in the past that you really want to tell. So I think it's thinking of that for me first, and then I started looking. I got like masterclass and started watching Aaron Sorkin's masterclass. He's like one of the best screenwriters of all time, and just learning like the basics, like inciting incident. And
yeah, it's such a great way to start, because like if you don't know anything, then you cannot go wrong from learning from the best in the business. Like their style might not even match you ultimately, but like they're going to just teach you things that are
the
important
basics.
to know. Yeah.
Yeah. And then from there, I started just like researching, which they'll teach you in these different classes too, like the different things that what elements that were important for my story. And then I did an entire, from act 1 to act 3, every single basically scene is accounted for. And now, because a final draft is an expensive program, so I wanted to be really ready to start beginning to purchase it. So that's what.
So I think it's 150 maybe?
Yeah.
I think it's about 150, and they give you 2 logins. So like if you have a writing partner, you guys could split it. There's a lot of different ways, but it is expensive. So you don't want to buy it until you know that you actually are going to write your script. So that's great. And then I also think, like you said, Steph, it's really important to have some kind of story to tell. So the first step is figuring out what's in your soul, what you need to say. So much love and respect back to you. I wish you luck. Let us know.
One more thing.
Oh, yeah.
I started, because I know what kind of movie I want to make. Every movie kind of has a set tone and pace. The major movies do. A lot of them do. So I started studying
like major genres, you mean?
Yeah. So I started studying the genres that were similar to mine and watching the movies and watching the pace, like when the inciting incident happened, at what time, and then kind of going from there.
Yeah. Trying to identify them.
Exactly.
Yeah. So like if say you decide that you want to write a rom-com, then like you better have seen 50 rom-coms at least, because you don't want to take a very, very classic genre like the rom-com and be like, I don't need to know what came before me. I got this, because there's such a structure to it. And it doesn't mean you have to stick to the typical structure always, but in order to break the rules, you have to know what the rules are.
Totally.
So start watching things too. Alexander Wilson in here says, those were lyrics from Peaches and Herbs. Are reunited and it feels so good. Thank you for the clarification, but don't think I needed it. Fully Track Stars. Mayor Steph Sabraw, how does it feel like to be friends with the best actress on the YouTubes, aka RJ Stryer, SEN Live Best Actress?
I've been waiting for this question. Thank you so much. It is an absolute honor to wake up every day. Pleasure, privilege. I mean, it's just not many people get to wake up and say, yeah, that is my best friend. So sorry, little flex.
We're flexible. Okay. Jason Earhart says, I feel you so much, Roxy, watching Handmaid's Tale right now. And all I can say is, wow, this show is messing me up right now. Did the new season come out?
I don't know.
I don't think it's out yet, but Jason, yeah, the show fucks me.
Oh.
It doesn't it fucks me up.
I mean, like, it kind of does.
Yeah,
like, in every way. Like, your vagina feels invaded by the story.
Straight up. So true. Patricia Metz says, hi, Roxy. No respect from SEN. On the show, you said a woman sometimes only needs a man to check on her. Sometimes, like, with like a tea, be the fries. Always take food for tea as a peace offering. So this seems confusing, but I feel you, Patricia. Obviously, no disrespect. So I was being a dick on SEN because it was part of the role that I was playing. And so I forget what was said, but they were like, oh yeah, something about like just something that seemed like rubbing women the wrong way. And I was like, oh yeah, and I'm probably on my period too. But I didn't hear who the comment had come from, and it came from Patricia, who was another woman. So I was like, fuck this, Patricia.
That's fucking funny.
And also, be the fries is a Winston quote, because we were talking about the fact that some guys don't know what to do with women during this time, especially like their partners, if they're up and they're down. And like a lot of independent women are like, I need a little bit of space, but you don't want to give too much space. And so Winston put the analogy out there that he was like, listen, if your woman's whole, she's got her burger already and it's got everything she needs. But like, you know what people like on the side of a burger? People like fries. So you could be the fries. Don't try to be the fucking burger. She's got her burger. But like, maybe you want to be the fries.
Sounds like a whole man response.
Yeah, straight up. Winston's the fucking shit. I adore him. I've been posting on Instagram a lot in the last 24 hours. I did another Ask Me Anything on Instagram.
I love those.
I have maybe like 50 to 70 messages I've responded to so far, and I have hundreds that I have not, and that I'm trying to get to as many of them as I can.
Well, maybe you should just like not look so cute when you answer the questions, because people will be more influenced to ask questions.
Sometimes I go cross-eyed and do crazy shit, but what I will say is Winston DM'd me and was like, yo, not trying to be this person, but you said you prefer briefs over boxers, and like briefs for sure, like cut off your sperm and all this shit. And he's like talking to me and he was like, you need boxer briefs. So I didn't even know what I was talking about were boxer briefs. I love boxer briefs. I didn't mean
I'm
like
gonna Google that really quick.
Boxer briefs are like those Calvin Klein sexy ones that are like tighter on your legs, but they don't look like underwear.
Wait, yeah, that's what I think I like, boxer briefs.
So I thought those were just called briefs. Apparently those are called boxer briefs.
And then okay, let me look at what briefs
boxers are the baggy ones, and briefs
I don't like those.
Briefs are the ones that like cut off at your crotch.
Oh yeah, I don't like those. I don't like briefs. I like boxer briefs. Yeah,
boxer briefs. Yeah.
I don't mind, we need granny panties every now and then to just like feel a little bit alive. So maybe they need boxers too. I don't judge, but I prefer boxer briefs.
It's just not when you're trying to be sexy. No.
I wouldn't be like, hey babe, full coverage. What's up?
Just no to the no. In the streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer, another very generous donation support from Glenn Caesar. Fucking obsessed with you. He says, hello, Roxy and Steph. Love you both. Thanks for hanging out with us today. Wishing you both and all of the Rockstars band a super happy and sunshine-filled rest of your day. Sending lots of bunnies to you all. Peace, love, and hugs. You are great on SEN Live, Roxy. You know what? I think it is super, super official. As the mascot of the Rockstars, I do think we need to name the bunny after Glenn. We got a recommendation the other day for, I think it was Glenda, like Glinda the Good Witch, but Glenda.
I love Glenda.
Glenda. So I think this is Glenda the bunny.
Glenda.
And obsessed with Glenda. So.
And that mixes with Katie the Good Witch.
Good Witch,
too.
yeah. Glenda
like
the Good
hybrid.
Witch. It's like Katie meets Glenn, two of the amazing rock stars that you guys are. So Glenda the Good Witch, or Glenda the Good Bunny. Glenda the Good Bunny is here to stay. All right, so there we have it. Thank you to Glenn, and Glenda loves you. All right, PLD in here. In the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Thanks for the advice earlier, Rox. That probably is the way I'll go. So for anybody who doesn't know, on SEN, PLD, Paul Denuzio, one of our amazing moderators in here, and pure rock star, he was adopted when he was an infant, and he just found out that he has siblings, or I think half siblings, and he also found out who his biological parents are, and he was trying to figure out how to reach out. So we're talking a little bit about that. So he says,
good luck on that journey.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
I have four new half siblings, 2 on each side. It was definitely a mistake as my birth parents were 16 and 18, LOL, but I'm taking it slow. Definitely social media stalking at this point. Yeah, I think that taking it slow is smart. And I have 2 cousins. I have like 10 adopted cousins, but I have 2 adopted cousins on 2 different sides of my family, actually, who both just reunited with their half siblings. Oh. And I will say for both of them, it went very well. I don't know for everybody that it would go very well, so I don't want to say that because you never know, but for both of them, it went really well. And it took a lot of anxiety and pressure off of them that it went so well. Just they're not in constant contact, but it's nice to know somebody's out there.
Yeah. I only have one friend who that happened to about 2 years ago. She met her half sister, had no idea she existed, and it like they're best friends now. But I also know like family doesn't always blood doesn't equate to greatness. So
sometimes you just want to know.
Yeah.
You want to know.
So good luck, PLD. That's awesome.
Keep us posted. Keep us posted for sure. Hitman Hudson in the Streamlab says, Steph, can you use your witch powers to get Trump out of office? How do they work exactly? Can you summon dragons, project fire from your hands, give me abs? I would give good money for some abs right about now.
That's like the best question ever. Thank you so much for asking about my witchcraft. Witchcraft works in mysterious ways. It's not all, you don't always get what you want, and it's about the universal energy. What I can say is that I can help push Trump out of office. I can't be the thing that makes him come out of office. In terms of fire, I exude an energetic fire, but not a literal fire. But I carry lighters on me, so I guess that's a part of witchcraft as well.
Do you always carry them on you?
Always.
Damn.
You never know.
So speaking of Trump getting out of office, before we get to some more of these Streamlabs and Super Chats, let's talk Trump. Because Trump is suggesting, and like I said, brilliantly so, that we delay the 2020 U.S. presidential election. Immediately, a lot of people in very high places were like, he actually does not have say in this, so no worries what he's saying. But it is still fucking interesting that he's saying it, so we will be talking about it. This article is coming from BBC, ironically, because they're not here, but sure.
Sometimes they give the best American news.
Yeah, Donald Trump has suggested November's presidential election be postponed, saying increased postal voting could lead to fraud and inaccurate results. He floated a delay until people could properly, securely, and safely vote. There's little evidence to support Mr. Trump's. I like that they call him Mr. Trump. It's like a little bit of shade not calling him President Trump. But there's little evidence to support Mr. Trump's claims, but he has long railed against mail-in voting, which he has said would be susceptible to fraud. U.S. states want to make postal voting easier due to public health concerns over the coronavirus pandemic, not only just because of that, because it's 2020. Why the fuck do people have to call out of work to vote?
And you're not going to make it a day off even.
Yeah.
So it's like, of course, people should have been mail-in voting or doing an online system for years now.
Crazy, but okay. Under the U.S. Constitution, Mr. Trump does not have the authority to postpone the election himself. Any delay would have to be approved by Congress. The president does not have direct power over the two houses of Congress. So here's what Trump said exactly in a tweet. He said, with universal mail-in voting, not absentee voting, which is good, 2020 will be the most, 2020 will be the most inaccurate and fraudulent election in history. It will be a great embarrassment to the USA. Delay the election until people can properly, securely, and safely vote. And also, by the way, at the end of that, so the last sentence, delay the election until people can properly, securely, and safely vote. What punctuation do you think should be at the end of that?
Not a question mark.
Because there's 3 question marks.
My God, he is so on like a lot
on
of
brand
drugs.
He's on brand for himself.
Yeah, this is fascism, and he is so afraid. And it's clear he just fired his campaign manager. He's doing all these desperate moves in an effort to skew the election because statistically, the people who are more likely to do mail-in votes in general are Democrats and left-leaning people. So he knows that, right? For the past, conservatives haven't voted in mail. So he's just afraid, and there's nothing he can do about it. And I just think we should just ignore him.
I know. Well, we don't really have a choice. We have to ignore him.
Yeah, election days in 96 days. We'll see you there, Trump.
You don't want more people to vote because more people voting means that you will not be president.
Exactly, because we already won the popular vote in 2016. So
that's what's happening here. Period. End of sentence. Fine, Trump.
You have 150,000 plus deaths on your hands, sir.
Thanks for that. Sir Joker says, hello, Miss Stryer and Miss Sabraw. Hope you stay phenomenally amazing, ladies. That's all. Keep rocking. Thanks, Sir Joker.
Thanks, Joker.
Appreciate that a lot. Oh, Trump. Yep, that's my song. Going back to streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Toppy the topic says, if you could only do one drug from now on, but you got it for free and had no negative consequence or come down /withdrawal /whatever, what would it be? Hard mode, no cannabis.
Oh, I was gonna say cannabis. Duh.
Yeah. No cannabis. Damn. I guess it would be booze, right?
I don't know. I'm thinking maybe shrooms. They're saying there's a lot of mental benefits to microdosing.
Yeah, I agree. But like, even if we had no consequences or come down or anything, I don't know that like I would want to be doing that. I wouldn't be able to do it when I drove. I wouldn't be able to do it for like a lot of situations. Well, not that I can drink and drive, but I feel like if we're looking at something that would be free because you don't have to pay for it. Imagine if you could like pop Dom everywhere you went and like just have the nicest booze everywhere.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Some
Topic the topic.
1942 tequila would be nice.
Yeah, it's obviously cannabis, but if it's not cannabis, I think maybe booze. Mark Jason Ali said, "Hi Roxy, and welcome back, Steph. I can't watch live today as I had an apartment viewing. Gorgeous place. Oh, yay!
Yay!
Excited. Hope you're both doing well. Trump shouldn't be allowed to stall the election because his approval rating is in the toilet. No more Trump. Cancel him." Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, his approval rating is very low right now, but I just want to remind people that this is no indication that we have won the election. If anything, it's like the opposite because people just do what the opposite is. So never expect anything. We have to vote him out, all of us.
Jason Earhart said the bigger question is why the national media is not covering the comments more strongly. I think, Jason, because it's just a distraction. Like, I think he runs his mouth so often that, like, the fact that he can't even actually do this and he's just suggesting it is just like, why would anybody even print the story? Because it doesn't fucking matter what he thinks in this.
And I want him to keep talking, though, because if he keeps saying shit like this to his fan base and they're the ones mainly listening and it's not the media just like regurgitating what he's saying, they follow anything he says and they're stupid enough to not vote if it means voting by mail because he says voting by mail is unconstitutional.
Yep. Weston Iris says, just here in Walmart taking notes about Steph's relationship status. I don't think this is the place to elaborate, but I can say everything you just said about the Bible is understandable and that the Bible and U.S. Constitution have a lot in common. Ooh, Weston Ira, you might be winning Steph's hand in marriage.
That's a good point. Totally. The Constitution has some amazing points, just like the Bible, but they also have some glaring mistakes.
Totally. Ryan White in the Streamlabs says, my shout out on SEN was about watching Live with Roxy at 1 p.m. every day. Oh, yeah. I don't want to take credit for something someone else said, but I do agree. Hashtag Steph for mayor. Totally. Toppy the Topic also said, have you been following what's going on with COVID in other countries and how it compares to U.S.? I can't help but obsess over U.S. stats, and I feel like I'm slowing down to look at a car crash on the motorway. Stay safe. We love you. Toppy the Topic, for sure I'm up to date on how other countries, and you don't even have to be up to date to know that just by far and away, far and away, not close, not even close to close, we're fucking this up so much harder than every other country, than third world countries, that literally every other country, we're fucking this up worse.
We've talked so much shit since World War II. We are the fucking best. USA. Bring a pandemic our way. We'll handle that shit. Wars, we got that shit. And then the moment it happens, it's like we are, like you said, by far and away the absolute worst. There's just no reconciling that. And it's purely because of the leadership. The doctors have done what they can. The nurses have done what they can. All medical professionals have.
This goes down on his record. It's like so fucking unfair.
Here he is. He like cured Ebola basically, like very swiftly and quickly. Has done so many amazing things with AIDS research, and then for this to happen just because he's working with an administration who doesn't believe in science, it's ridiculous.
It's fucking disgusting and insane. And yeah, I'm super aware that this country bites dick when it comes to this. Like bites dick. Roxy, your video is messed up. What happened? Let's see. Can you see?
Yeah, I can see you.
You guys tell me. Is it messed up?
Yeah. Yeah, this is going to be like a Watergate thing on his presidency. If anything, COVID secured not secured, but it's basically the pin that's going to hold solidified a one-term presidency for him.
I don't know if that's true.
If he loses, that it will be because of COVID and no other reason, because his base, like the base that wasn't so diehard and will believe anything he says no matter what, just like the base that kind of like blindly swallows what he says because they want the taxes and shit, they're starting to be like, what is this?
You guys, let me know. I'm confused. Some of you are saying we look fire. Some of you are saying we're going back and forth. Let me know, actually, because I can just switch internets. Rock's
Me too.
Blurred than Steph, so it's something to upload StreamYards, whatever. Oh, I am more blurred? Let's see. Okay. Well, like too blurred? No, I'm watching it here. I'm not that blurred. But I can fix it. You guys just keep me posted, and I can switch over to the other internet if you need me to. Don't know what that song was. No, it was beautiful.
If you need me to.
If you need me to. All right, going to Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Chris Martinez says, hey, Roxy and Steph, hope you're both having a great day. Need some advice. I follow a friend from my middle school on IG, and he usually posts normal pics of himself and his BF. Until recently, he went on a rant about how we're being controlled. He thinks the government is trying to control us to wear masks and all that jazz, and is ranting on his IG stories. Do I unfollow him? Do I ignore it? Do I confront him? He never really posted anything like that until recently. Would love to hear your thoughts. Great question, Steph. What do you think?
If he's your really good friend, I think that you should have a conversation and be like, instead of being accusatory, because with those types of people, they're so clearly on one side that they're not going to listen to you if you do that. And I would say, what are the facts that you're reading? And then have like a set of research ready to give him to counteract that. Like, this is what masks do. This is the information. And then start from there before you just exile him. That's my opinion.
Yeah. Steph, not to air out your tea, but I know the other day you were talking to me about you have one friend who's like bordering on being an anti-vaxxer. Is it okay that I just said that?
Yeah.
Okay,
totally.
Not saying anything about who, but I know that you were struggling with how to address that.
Yeah, completely, because it's so weird. You're like best friends in all these different regards. In the 2016 election, we were on the same page, so it's not like we had to deal with any sort of conversation then. And just now during this pandemic, when you think that like anyone on the left side is on the same page, you remember there's a section of the left side that is anti-vax and like believes in conspiracy theories. So I've been really struggling with that. But what I've done is I've just kind of like sent her different articles, and it seemed to like levy the playing field.
I think that facts are incredibly important. Like you just said, being armed with facts is the only way to really... Oh, guys, you're saying I'm buffering? Do you see me, Steph?
Yeah.
What am I buffering for? All right, we'll go. Fucking buffering. Let me turn on this internet.
Hello, Roxy, are you there?
Are you Grammy?
Yeah.
You guys might you might lose us for like 30 seconds once this turns on. But you're saying it's good now. But if it goes back and forth, then it's fucking annoying. So I'm turning this on. You guys might lose us for 30 seconds, but then we'll be back and better than ever.
Woo!
You guys are saying I'm glitchy. You're fucking glitchy.
No one's fucking glitchy.
Just kidding. When I snap at you guys, you know I'm joking, right? That's what she said. That's what he said. You guys say I'm good again, but I know it won't last. Video quality comes and goes, but friendship lasts forever.
Facts.
Okay, so before... I agree with everything Steph said, by the way, about how to handle the situation. Steph and I also have a mutual friend that is super duper not into wearing masks and gloves. So,
oh, God.
And he like does weird shit to like whatever. And you just talk to them and like tell them that's fucking crazy. Don't do that shit.
Just don't. It's just not worth it.
Did you see that summer camp?
No.
He went to camp.
Gotta check that out ASAP.
It's a whole thing.
Didn't know adult camp was a thing.
No, he's camp counseling.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Oh, God. I couldn't be further from desiring that path in my life right now.
Good. I think we did it. Did we do it? Is she back? Is she better than ever? There we go. All right. Continuing with the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Let's get to, hopefully that helped, by the way. Chris Martinez, let us know. Track Stars says, on a more serious note, the black and white photo for women empowerment is actually stance in solidarity to Turkish people who wake up every day to see black and white photos on Insta or news of women who have been murdered, battered, etc. Hashtag women for women. Yes, that's been going around everywhere. So I'm sure you saw that stuff. I saw it as well. It doesn't take away from anything of what I said, which is just that women can't do jack shit without other women tearing them down. And this is, and it's an even more important thing now that more women were posting this. So I was glad people clarified what this was for, but also just still upset. Did you see the New York Times article that was like a woman wrote it? That was just like, women think doing this means that they can get away with not doing anything else for the cause. And it's like, oh, fuck you, homie.
No.
Like, why are you coming after your own people?
Yeah, I think it's so important when you're going to write a piece or say anything, when you're just really going to speak on anything, to ask yourself, is it kind? Is it useful?
Helpful? Are you helpful at all?
Are you helpful or not? Or is it just an opinion piece? And that's okay, but like, you really have to understand how hurtful to the movement that can be. Like, as opposed to being like, that's really great that people are posting photos, just remember this.
I know. And like, this is what I tweeted. Just here's what female empowerment isn't: tearing down other women. Just period.
I won't do, like, there was a few things I'll speak on air about different issues, like with the Drea thing with Meg Thee Stallion and what the stupid, just awful comments joke that she made. I don't tweet about those stuff anymore, because unless it's like really, like, unless you're
characters,
unless you're like the Maxwell fucking psycho, I'm not gonna drag you, because it's not like my I don't want to put my my energy into that, and that I don't want my energy speaking on that.
Yeah, I totally feel you on that. I totally feel you. Going into the super chat, Don Wooding said, "Hey girls, I miss you both on the Tomorrow Show. I miss the Tomorrow Show too. It's just right now, not the time, and just so much is going down. But hopefully one day, because I miss that show and love it as well." Going back to the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. By the way, thank you guys for being so active in here today. Every single dollar counts, and a lot of you guys just awesome support.
You just fucking rock, okay?
Yeah, totally true. Totally true. Hitman Hudson says, you got to give Trump credit. He truly is the best president we've had since Obama. Hashtag Steph for mayor.
I almost just lost it, Hitman. Because I'm like, we've been on the same page. What happened?
Is he the best president we've had since Obama? Because I would argue that he isn't. And I understand that there's nobody else.
Honestly, I don't know. A girl has no president.
Yep. A girl has no president.
A girl has no name.
Yep. Glenn Caesar in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer says, "Hey, Roxy, I know it's been a crazy time in the world and that it's been a tough time for you / you've been working on feeling 1% happier each day or writing. So no pressure, but do you have any plans for Patreon in August? Lego, painting, puzzles, or hangout? I really, really need fucking help figuring out my Patreon shit, because I love my patrons and I need to figure out a way." I was doing these nighttime streams, which I am going to get back to doing for $3 up tier. For the $10 up tier, it's been pretty good with asking questions for the guests. But yeah, these, Jake, I keep talking to you, but I need help figuring out how to do the group Zoom chat so we can be doing that. And then, yes, I've got the stuff here, the Friends puzzle, the Lego Batman thing. Definitely when Steph's here this weekend, we could do one of those things on a stream. So yes, I'll figure out more Patreon specific stuff. Thank you for asking, Glenn. And that does make me 1% happier when you ask about that, because it means you want me to do stuff on Patreon, which means a lot to me. So thank you. Thank you. Toppy the topic in the Streamlab says, what is your guys' opinion on people like Belle Daphne selling dirty bathwater, smelly socks to creeps on the internet? I don't know, each to their own, I guess. And I don't want to thought shame. And it is easy money. It just seems such a bizarre phenomenon all around, in my opinion. Steph, what do you think?
Yeah, get your money how you get it. But I don't even know if that's legal. I don't know if you can. it just seems so disgusting and just like the scum of the earth type of selling. But I don't want to knock someone's hustle. Like, if that's how you get money, that's how you get money.
I don't care at all.
Yeah.
You do you. I would not do it. People have asked me for pictures of my feet and like offer me a ton of money. I don't want to do that. I feel very uncomfortable. But what I will say is I was asked in one of my Ask Me Anythings on my Instagram story about what kind of porn I watch. And I said, I don't watch porn anymore. I used to watch porn when I was younger. I don't watch porn anymore because I've seen so many documentaries about it that it no longer turns me on to watch it because my mind wanders and I think like really horrible things. And I actually got DM'd by a friend of mine who works in the porn industry. She was a porn star for a long time. And just because I don't know if she is okay with me saying she messaged me this, I'm not going to read her name, but I will read the message. And I thought it was really interesting. She said, I don't mean to discredit your feelings or opinion, but as somebody who had a porn career for many years, there's plenty of ethical porn to watch, and I'm always happy to guide you that way. What you've seen in documentaries likely isn't fake, but there's so much more to the industry than these provocative documentaries. I'm here for any questions and really hope this doesn't feel like any sort of attack. I just wish the industry wasn't always thrown in a bad light because there is so much good to it. I've seen it, I've felt it, and I'm very much not alone. And I love that she messaged me that because that was so beautiful, but I knew that. I'm not saying that all porn is bad. I was saying that I can't get turned on watching it anymore because of the association I have with it.
Yeah.
So no judgment there, but that's kind of the exact same way how I feel about selling dirty bathwater. Like, I personally can't do it. I'm personally not attracted to it. Personally doesn't do it for me. But I think you should do whatever the fuck you want with your own body in any way.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to do with your body, I want you to fucking do with your body. So if you want to put socks on and leave them on for 5 days and then sell them on the internet, I want you to do that. And if you want to have sex on camera with people for money, I want you to do that too. Like, as long as that's what you want, I'm fucking down with it. It's just not my personal thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
Just to answer that in the most roundabout way. Yeah, totally. Crazy T-Man says, love Roxy, miss you on fandom. Oh, I fucking miss it there so bad. Steph, miss you on the gifted panel. You dope AF.
Throwback. That was with Tehran and Steven. How funny of a panel is that?
It's awesome. I did Lucifer with Tehran and Steven. The two of them are amazing together.
They are kind of like twins in a weird way, but opposites.
I'm reading a comment in here. George Truitt said, what do you mean by ethical porn? Like, you see the building in the background and you say that's not up to code? No, like ethical
condoms.
Porn, yeah, like there's different rules there's different laws in different states. Like in Las Vegas, you don't have to wear a condom when you're shooting porn. That's not ethical. You don't have to get STD tested in some states. That's not ethical. People aren't safe. There are people on sets that help with the lighting and like exposure and everything, and people to make you feel safe. Some sets don't have that. That's not ethical. There are certain things that you in your rider do or don't allow people to do or touch. If you don't have that, that's not ethical. So there's a lot of different things in porn, but also the number one, and based on these docs, being that if you don't give consent, it's not fucking ethical. And if you are underage, or if you are somebody who is not in a position that they are able to give consent, or is being forced to do something without their free will, that's not fucking ethical.
Yeah, the porn industry, just like any industry, but I think especially with any sort of sex work, it's so complicated, and like you can never really understand the effect that it has on people. But one thing that I think that we can all be pretty sure about is that the porn industry up until a few years ago was made for men by men, and it was a really unrealistic approach and view of what sex looks like. And I like really think that's why there's so many people who are awful at sex, because they've watched like the most disgusting, like degrading version of sex with a woman. Yeah. And that's why it's so hard for me, because like obviously like fuck yeah, like everyone, like porn is needed. People need porn, but it's just so often done so gross and it turns me off.
Me too. And that's another thing. Like I've been having sex with men before or a man before who does something that's straight out of a porn. And I'm like, ugh. Like to me, that's not the only reason you know how to do that is because you watch porn or you think that somebody would want you to do that. And if it's not fun for me, then that's disgusting.
Yeah.
Like, and there's some people who might like that, but you need like permission from your partner.
It's a conversation. Yeah. So I just think it like because guys usually generally start watching it earlier. It's like there's like 13-year-old boys learning like stuff that you should never try because I'm just telling you it's not going to fucking work.
Like spitting in somebody else's mouth. You can't just go for that. That needs to be like a mutual thing that you can talk about. Like no woman that I know wants you to spit in her mouth. And if she does, she'll let you know.
100%. That's like a clear, like
things like that, where it's like that comes from porn, and it's like, yeah, and that's totally if that's your kink, great, do you? But it needs to be on both ends. You can't just like go for that. So anyway, there's that. Corey Knott says, is Andrew Guy hotter as a female? There was a thing in Live at the Roxy's Facebook that showed him as a woman, and he was a dime piece, like literally the sexiest woman you've ever seen. I'll send it to you, Steph. I was like, damn.
I low-key believe that.
In general, and this is coming as somebody this is my ex-boyfriend's best friend, so I'll try to be as respectful as possible. Andrew Guy is a fucking dime. He's a gorgeous man. This is known. If you have eyes, you know that he's a very, very good-looking man.
Handsome dude.
But I will say this, almost possibly a better-looking woman. Holy shit, Steph. Him as a woman, I was like, oh.
Wow, I gotta see this.
It was hot.
What did he see it?
Yeah, I tagged him in it, and I said, "You look like hot as fuck here," and he was like, "I'm a very handsome lady." And it was
amazing, incredible. I could totally see that. I have to see
Live at the Roxy Facebook page, and you can see it there. I remember after Michael Jackson died, they were selling his burnt hair from the Pepsi commercial. Ross Bristow, that seems so random. But okay.
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's like on the bathwater topic.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, that's gross.
Yeah.
But I don't know. People, there's a market for everything.
Yeah. Ew. Not in the mood for somebody's burnt hair typically, but to each their own. All right, let's talk about a couple other things in the news. Oh my God, we're at 57 minutes. Fuck me.
Oh my gosh.
All right, going through some of these pretty quickly. There's a new Pixar movie named Luca that is coming in the summer of 2021. Obviously, we're going to be seeing a lot of animation, considering animated movies can continue to push forward. You don't have to have tons of the same people in the same room up against each other. People that are doing voiceover can do it pretty secluded. Animators can be pretty secluded. So this is exciting. It's a story about friendship in Italy. I think that's awesome too, because one of my close friends who's Italian is named Luca. So I was pretty excited about that.
That's awesome. It's a boy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if the friendship is about a boy and a girl or a boy and a boy, but it's a coming of age story, as they were saying. So I'm into Pixar. I'm into coming of age. I'm into Italy, and I'm into any good news about movies that probably won't get delayed. So that's cool.
Sounds like a win.
Yep. What's not a win is the fact that in the middle of the night at 4:30 in the morning, after I finally closed my eyes, the world shook me awake. That was wild. We experienced 5 earthquakes in California last night, or 1 earthquake and 4 aftershocks, or 2 earthquakes and 3 aftershocks. I was a little kind of confused on, or 3 and 3. I don't know. There was an earthquake and it was big, and then the other ones were these little things. Steph, you felt it for sure, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, when you're in REM and that shit, that's your wake up. I was very scared. Usually I don't get scared about natural disasters because what can you do? You can only do what you can do. But that really, really scared me. And I like checked on all my roommates. I ran under are we supposed to go under the doors? Is that still a thing?
I think that's been debunked under a table, I believe. All I know is that you're definitely not supposed to go from outside to inside or inside to outside.
Yeah.
Wherever you are, you're supposed to stay and get under something that's as stable as possible. But yeah, that shit was crazy. And like, also, I just kept thinking, we are not prepared as California to deal with this right now. Like, we will be so fucked because of who our president is right now. I mean, it's not that I don't trust in Gavin Newsom, but like when the top dog is Donald Trump, you're in trouble. We haven't been able to deal with COVID. We are the worst state, worst state in the country in terms of COVID. So now if we get hit with the massive earthquake that they keep saying is coming, like we won't be able to handle this.
Yeah, and just like they shut down our pandemic team, they shut down a natural disaster team.
And so, I mean, so please, like, give us the year. Come on, let us find a vaccine first before you throw another fucking thing at us, because we can't. We just fucking can't. So,
yeah, that was scary though.
Really scary. Also, wanted to talk a little bit about NASA. Here's something that I will verbalize out loud. I said this on Collider Live back in the day, but here's the truth. If I was alive when we were trying to send somebody to the moon, I probably would have been on the wrong side of history, because when you hear people who were like, why do we need to put so much money into space exploration and discovery? Like, shouldn't we spend more money on our own world? I think I would have been one of those, because it was so expensive to try to get somebody to the moon in a time when we really needed money. We also really needed hope, but we really needed money. So I feel bad saying this because I don't know that I'm right. But right now, the fact that people are like starving and homeless, and we're spending $2.7 billion on a mission to send a spacecraft to Mars seems not right. That doesn't sit right with me. I don't know if you have a similar feeling at all. And it's not like I think that those funds could necessarily even be reallocated elsewhere. Like, that's not how it works. But $2.7 billion is just so much money when people on this planet can't feed themselves.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, it's a really difficult decision because I think space exploration is important, and it's important to understand the way Earth, like where Earth fits into everything around us, and like, should we ruin the planet, which we will, probably will, unless we make massive changes right now, we will need another home. Yeah. But I just like cannot understand that allocation of money right now when they're like, we don't even have enough money to pay people to fucking eat. Like, I don't get that. Like, right now is the best time to do that.
I know. And maybe it is, and I could be wrong, but I just feel
this is kind of random, but this is why I like the way Governor Cuomo explains stuff. He's not always saying what you want to hear, but he explains it. And I think like that's what all government officials need to do. I don't need to agree with why you're going to space. I want to know why you're going to space and give me the facts, like full out, and what you need with that money. What are you doing with that money? They never do that for us. So we're just like, oh, we have trillions of dollars of military spending. Where's that going?
Where's it going?
Yeah.
Noah Denman in the Streamlab said the NASA budget is less than 0.01 cents per dollar of our taxes. Yeah, and that's the other thing. To me, when I hear the word billion, it sounds like so much money to me. But it also maybe isn't.
I know.
I really don't have a good grip on that. Yeah, I don't have a good grip on that.
Hey, we're going to go to Mars. This is 0.01 of the tax money. This is the reasons we're going there. This is what we hope to find. Period.
Yep. Glenn Caesar said, thanks, Roxy. Your Instagram AMA was fun to follow along to. I'm living that night owl life too. I was just curious about the Patreon stuff. Yeah, happy to answer that. And also, yeah, my Instagram story is like so fucking long right now, guys. It's so long, so don't watch it if you don't have like an extra 50 hours to give. Glenn said, Roxy, did you see my earlier super chat? I think it's the one that I just read.
Yeah, it is.
Then yes, I did, Glenn, but thank you for making sure. We are going to get out of here because the show's been running longer than usual. But before we do that, Steph, where can everybody find you? You're back on the show tomorrow?
Mm-hmm. Okay. At Steph Sabraw.
Fuck yeah. It's a sexy kind of weekend.
Oh, yeah, it is. Projector's coming in hot, right?
It came in yesterday, so I'm going to go pick it up today. So there is that. You guys don't know totally what we're talking about, maybe, but we will show you.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Oh, that's okay. I love you guys lots. We have major World Girl announcements coming very soon. World Girls is like going to have the August of the century. That didn't make sense. We're just going to have
the August. Yeah.
So those will be coming very soon. You guys can continue to find me everywhere at Roxy Stryer. Until tomorrow, 1 p.m. live at the Roxy. Stay safe. Do everything you can to be 1% happier. Send lots of love to Glenda. The good honey. And love you guys lots. See you tomorrow, 1 p.m.